Welcome to Seven Trumpets Prepper. Guys, in this video today, I want to point out a couple things. Number one is that as we are hitting center mass on the last days, and we are right down that target range, right on crosshairs for the birth pains and the things that are beginning to happen, and especially when the Seven Trumpets of Revelation pop off, the so-called religious people, those that have told people what's coming and what is happening, are going to be labeled the plight of the earth, pretty much. And the second thing is, as we are approaching this, we are seeing where that atheism and paganism is being welcomed back in with open arms. I cannot think of, I think this channel, we're in year 11 now. I'm losing track of time. But I don't think I've ever took shots at anybody in the prepping community. I don't think I've took shots in the religious community. But I'm going to pop off a few rounds today as far as shots toward people. I went today, and made sure that I was unsubscribed from Bull Hansen. And I made sure I was unsubscribed from Canadian Prepper. And I'll tell you, the two that got it for me was... Recently, it was brought to my attention by YouTube on my feed. I watched Bull Hansen's video about paganism returning to civilization and society, and especially Western Europe, and how that, this is returning. It's always been there. And, I'm not going to continue to give my support, my likes, my time watching content, any of it toward people that obviously are not about y'all. And secondly, when I was sitting there, it wasn't shortly thereafter that I seen, I guess it's 3-year-old video of Canadian preppers about religious people versus atheist people. I'll tell you in a second, in a post crap hit the fan scenario, right? And even though I would still label it semi-respectful in the way that it was described on some things, when I got to that point where he said, in those that are indoctrinated with the 10 Commandments, nobody indoctrinated me with the 10 commands of Yah. It is an honor to know those. It is an honor to keep them. And I certainly cannot wait for the Most High Yah's new kingdom to come, and the people that don't want to get on page get wiped off the map. I need to bring myself in alignment too. But, the thing that's really annoying to me is that throughout the time frame that I've been a prepper, I have a certificate on the wall here where that I was community and emergency response team volunteer, and help work certain situations. And then let's see, I have helped my community. I donated some equipment in the past to my local fire department and the police department. I have tried to do all I can to help my community whenever I can or called upon. I have traveled this country abroad and across this country and abroad to speak and help people with preparedness, and to also warn people about the last days. I have no racism about me. I don't care what color you are, what creed you are, etc. I can, and matter of fact, if you're an atheist, I actually would love to appeal to you, because a lot of people that were atheists have come over from being an atheist just by coming to the truth about the flat earth, and certain other things. And furthermore, like this live stream I just covered about Andrew Dawson getting killed, the reason they want to keep it hush about giants is because the scripture talks about giants. And when people figure out that what's going on in the last days is in line with scripture, people's going to wake up. So, this is not rocket science, folks. All right, we don't spew lies here like NASA. But I don't hate Canadian Prepper. I don't hate Bull Hansen. Matter of fact, I hope they get their lives in order with Most High Yah's commands and they make it in the kingdom too. But in the meantime, I'm not giving credence to their content anymore. I'm not subscribing to their channel. And it's not just them, it's a whole plethora of people. I really need to start, going through and trimming the fat on the things that I even allow myself to be subscribed to, because I'm like, these people aren't about me. They ain't about what I believe. Matter of fact, these are the exact opposite side of the coin people, as opposed to who you see Luke is. I'm not a radical extremist. Matter of fact, I want to point out a few things. Zealots, matter of fact, too, I think the Canadian Prepper spoke to before, is that, and please keep in mind, folks, I've been on the block just about as long as that guy, and he's got like almost 1 million subscribers. I'm just now about to hit 100K. You know, I speak to a very specific target base, and that's okay. You know, even if just one person hears what I've got to say, I have a mission here on this channel focused on getting people prepared for the trumpets. And, you know, these guys right now that have massive followings and say whatever they want to and don't care, and obviously don't really have respect for people in the religious community, because I see how they speak, and it's like they say things in generalization, but at the core root, I know how people feel about me. Deep believers of truth, you know, cult members and zealots and etc. When in reality, you don't see guns hanging all over the wall behind me. You don't tell matter of fact, my religion, my belief doesn't require you to believe what I believe. So therefore, I am the farthest thing from a zealot. The difference is I'm not going to be in the knee and do what the government says or other religions say or anybody says for that matter. I believe what I believe. I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and you can either like it or you can get the flip out of the way. But I am watching this divide take place in the last days. I am watching shots be took at those of faith. I am watching people's true character come out, and what is going to be so funny and at the same time so desperately sad is that whenever the 7 trumpets of Revelation do start, that I've been warning people about for a decade, as we watch the river Euphrates dry up and people being killed for telling the truth about that there's giants, and people, we're seeing DNA being modified, and all the things that was going on in Noah's day before that has been prophesied that the coming Son of Man, when he would return, would be as of the days of Noah. We're living in these birth pains right now, right before the trumpets. It's going to be quite a show to see whenever the trumpets do start. If my channel is even around at that time and they haven't silenced me, this thing will blow up. This channel will blow up because people will come here and they'll be like, man, you told the truth a long time ago. You know, Jeremiah warned people forever that Babylon was going to come to the gates of Israel. And Babylon showed up at the gates of Israel. And you know what? A lot of people paid the price. They didn't listen to that man. And we're just watching a repeat of it in the last days. And, you know, I don't claim to be a prophet, pastor. I would say that I'm a teacher in some aspects because I share a lot of things on here. But, you know, I'm just an average guy. I'm just an average guy on the street. And it's offensive to me when people garnish a following and then they turn around and they talk down to people like they're nothingness. And subtlety generalizations that, you know, some people may not have the intellect to understand what they're saying, but I see it with very clear and much clarity. And just because I'm from the deep south doesn't make me stupid either. You know, got quite a few diplomas on the wall myself or whatever. But the thing I want to point out to you with this is, now I've name dropped some people on here today, and people will probably get in their feels. Who knows? Content creators might get in their feels. I don't have no animosity toward anybody. I've just unsubscribed from them. It's a factual statement. But, and on the side note of that is that you got to understand that that's just a drop, a little subtle drop in the bucket compared to so many content creators, news outlets, channels. These people are not for you if you're for the kingdom. You got to understand that. Matter of fact, another point I would want to make is anybody that is hedonistic, pagan, atheist, why even bother prep? Like, it's the stupidest thing to me I've ever seen. It's like, if you say you're prepping to, you know, in case like a hurricane was coming or a winter storm or things like that, okay, fine, grace for that, keep it moving. But when you say, well, I'm worried about the government, or I'm worried about things falling apart, or blah, 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 why though? Because like, that shouldn't even be a concern to you, because government is your deity. The New World Order is like everything you could dream of, right? I mean, like, that's what you're gunning for, right? Because like, the New Age movement walks hand in hand with the New World Order. So, I mean, to me, I'm at a loss for why you would even bother prepping, because I prepare because I know things are going to fall apart before the second coming of Messiah. Like, there's going to be terrible events take place that's going to transpire, that it's going to leave people without power and food and shelter and security. There's not going to be the police or the fire department there for you. There's not going to be the utility company to turn the water or power on. Like, this is why I prepare. Listen, if I was an atheist or somebody that didn't care about the second to come Messiah, like, then I'd just be down at the bar or at the casino or at the pleasure house, you know. And I'm not trying to be inappropriate here. Like, I'm just calling it straight. And so it just annoys me when I've really sat and considered upon these matters, because, like, you know, as far as me producing content on this channel anymore, I produce like 1 or 2 videos a week. That's it. And one of them is a guaranteed live stream for my Hard Truth show, which I talk about various different topics. But, like, you know, I don't get on here as a zealot. I don't get on here telling you, you have to do what I do. Matter of fact, you do whatever you want, baby. I'm probably one of the most dangerous people on earth, because I am hardcore rooted in my faith, but I don't require you to believe what I believe. I am a Sigma male. I will walk lone wolf if I need to. And I'm a libertarian. Okay, I'm not a bleeding heart liberal, and I'm not a hardcore red conservative. All right? I'm a libertarian. I'm all for the Constitution, personal liberties, personal freedom. You do you, boo. And this is a recipe that I don't think some people can handle, because I'm not extreme one way or another. I'm not some cult member. I'm not pushing people to be in a cult. I think people should have community, absolutely. You know, but it's like, I really am irritated at the way that pagans and atheists and agnostics label the believers, because in the end of it all, I'll say this and I'll wrap this video up. At the end of it all, people that are genuine, good-hearted community people that love their neighbor, that have warned everyone, get it together, help your brother, your sister, your neighbor, try to do all you can to help yourself and others. These people that have been that voice will later, you mark it down, scratch it on your planner, that scratch it in your black book that Luke told you so, is that people like that, like myself, that have tried to be a light and a voice to people, will later on, when the ish hits the fan, when the human fecal matter hits the vertical oscillator at light speed, we will be the people that is blamed for all the bad things that's happened. You bank on it. Look at history. The past is always indicative into the future. And, you know, that's what's going to go down. I bet the farm on it. And so, guys, I'm telling you, like, as things grow closer to the end, I want you to be more mindful of the things you listen to, the content you watch, the people that you allow to be a voice in your ear. Because, I mean, some people's content, I've been subscribed to some people back when all of us, our channels were like nothingness. I mean, nothingness. Like, I'm talking like less than just thousands of subscribers, just into the thousands. A bunch of these channels, and in the 10,000s of subscribers. I mean, just very small. When back in the infancy, like a decade ago. And I've seen some people's channels blow up. I've seen mine casually about 10,000 subs a year continue to subscribe. I've just seen a lot of people take off, and that's great. And I wish people all the best. But I will not sit idly by and support people's work, support people's content, whenever there is a subtle agenda on the back end of it, telling people how much of a low life they are. I'm not about that. And I'm just saying, I've gave some examples of stuff I'm subscribed to today, but there is a ton more, I'm sure, if I took the time to go through and actually really delve into everyone's content deep. I would see how people really feel toward us that are believers. And you need to start learning to discern that, because I'm going to tell you what, people are going to flip the script on you for it. So if you are a prepper and you believe in Messiah, you believe in keeping the 10 Commandments, and you believe in honoring the Torah and worshiping the Most High Yah, I'm going to tell you, you are not friends with a lot of people. All right? You are not welcome in a lot of circles. You are despised and loathed and disrespected. All right? Bank on it. And people are finally starting to come out and tell you how they really feel about you and how they really view you. And that's fine. I just don't have to subscribe to that. So guys, as always, till we see you again here at Seven Trumpets Prepper Channel, hope Most High Yah baruch you and keep you, make his face shine upon you, show you favor, and give you shalom, my friends. In Yahushua name.